Okay, hey, people, we don't know
Hello,
where
everybody.
you still out there or not, but we had it. I had it scheduled. I won't say we. I had it scheduled at the wrong time, so hopefully that you all will come back in, and we go live Sunday nights with OGs at 10 o'clock. If I put 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock in there, you know it's wrong. So we go live at 10 o'clock on Sunday nights. The three of us.
Yeah, I see 632 and 70. I
Hey,
mean,
badass thing. All
Hey,
right.
badass.
Well, at
And
least we got one guy returned, one person returned. So
hey,
we
badass.
we probably get some more back in here pretty soon. But welcome to the chat with the Sunday night chat with the OGs, where we talk about anything we want to talk
It's
about
me.
because we old like that.
hey, I took a nap. That's why I missed half the stuff this evening because I saw Gina, and as soon as
Hey,
Gina said that,
PIA.
so did I. And the next thing I know, I jumped up and I looked at the time. I said, "Oh shoot, let me check to see if I can catch T9." T9 was already on and off. Then I went through there and I saw who is that? CC had a live going. I said, "Well, I can't do it right now." I was like, "It's a quarter to 10." I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "What?" I said, "I'm supposed to do something at 10 o'clock." I said, "Oh snap, damn it!"
You
I,
know, it's you ever think about when you look in the mirror and you say to yourself, "Who is that person?" You know,
yeah,
because we we talk about we used to talk about the older people, our parents, the old folks, the old this, old that. I went to
mhm.
that dedication yesterday, and I looked around at my classmates. I said, "We're the old people now."
That's
Uh-huh.
it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Hey, Haley,
Hey, Healy.
We,
Haley
Uh,
we
May.
used we used to talk about the old people. Now we talk about ourselves.
Yeah, yeah, it's
100%
just
now. Now
hey,
we
happy
are the
man.
old people now.
That's it.
We
Sorry
are
for
the
throwing
old
you
But
off there
but
like we
but
did,
now
Haley.
that you said that a little bit right there, I'm gonna throw this in there.
Okay.
When I look in the mirror, I see the gray hair and I see the dark and the white hair up here, but I don't feel as old as I think I ought to be. I sometime when I get up, I might have a little time getting up, but once I get up, I feel like I'm about in my 30s or so.
Well, that's because you're still moving. You're still active. You know, a lot of people they think because they get a certain age, they got to stop doing this, stop
yeah.
doing that, and they're not supposed to do that anymore. But I mean, where they do that at? I don't I don't know about all that because as
Man.
Well,
long as
I'm
I'm able to move around and jump up and dance like my sister, the OG Miss Shirley, then that's what I'm gonna do.
doing
You know,
that now. I used to
This
feel
is
like
just a minor setback, OG. Just a minor setback.
yeah, yeah. But you know what? I did used to feel like that, damn it. At times, like I used to grab a 25-pound bag of mulch or soil, and I was able to pick it up and throw it in the cart, and then take it out and throw it in the car, and then get home and throw it out the car and stuff. I can't do that no more.
Hey, Cheryl Norris.
Like sometimes if the pot and soil isn't wet and it's still light in the bag, I can grab a smaller bag and do that. But it's just some things I just tell myself, you just can't do anymore. I don't care
Mhm.
how well your mind say yes, but your body's saying no. It's just some
yeah,
things I cannot do anymore. I mean, I used to change the furniture around the house all the time. I'm changing now, but I got sliders up under everything, to kind of move it around. It's just some things you just learn to be a little more precautionary about than what I did 15, 20 years ago. I
yeah.
ain't gonna.
Well, you know,
Instead of
Healy said
pushing and
that
lifting.
motion is
Thanks,
lotion,
girl.
which is the truth. You know,
Yeah.
because that's what. Like I said, I went to that dedication yesterday, and that's what one of my
Yeah,
friends was talking about. With a lot of the guys and the ladies that we went to school together with are sitting down. They're disabled. They don't want to move around, and that's one of the reasons because they're just sitting around, not doing anything. But it don't have to be the age that you, hey girl, dad, that
Hey,
you,
go ahead.
reason you do that. We got a lot of the people a lot younger than we are that don't want to do nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
And the thing about it, I know we're getting off subject now, but that's what these lives are all about. You start one subject and wind up talking about something else.
True.
Uh, Cheryl, your product will soon be ready. I got my daughter drying it, so we'll ship it to you just as soon as she get through with it. But in badass, don't be nice to them. But anyway, we was talking about that particular thing yesterday, and one of the teachers that we had during that time, she spoke, and the lady is still vital. I mean, she's getting around, and she's got to be in her 90s, upper 90s at
Okay.
that. She spoke, she's moving,
Now,
she's done.
I saw the video.
Yeah, but
now
I
is
didn't
that
get
the one where they dedicated that new building for the students? It was like
right,
$50 million that they put together. Okay, I watched that video too. Okay, all
right.
right,
But
yeah, I
I,
saw that.
I miss Miss Harris because I got there just as she was sitting down.
Mm.
And you
Oh,
might have saw me pan the side of her, but she is in her upper 90s,
okay.
and she spoke and she moving around. I mean, just better as some of these 16, 17-year olds because she's still moving, she's still active,
Right.
Oh yeah,
and
And that,
that's one thing I say about being a gardener or a farmer, whatever you want to say, because in order to have a garden, you're gonna do some moving.
right.
You're
oh
definitely
yeah.
gonna do
Oh,
some
that's
moving.
hard work. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. You gonna put in the aches and pains and the muscles and strains. So, if you're a gardener.
You got that right. You sure got that right. Because I've been so busy this week that I haven't had any time to devote to my garden, which I need to devote it the whole week to it, the way the weeds have taken over. But
That's if the rain let you do it.
yeah, yeah. And that's
Yeah,
another thing.
that's
How
what I've been
did,
fighting.
did any of you guys get that storm that came through this morning? We had a
We
real
got
serious.
we got the rain from it because I got up and out in the garden about 8 o'clock this morning because they gave us weather alerts, and I ran out there and I dropped a few cucumber seeds, and I planted a couple of cucumber plants that I had, and I've been putting those cages over the top of them and putting pins in. I was like, it get it well watered, and it rained till about 3 o'clock this afternoon. So it's dry now, but it rained like cats and dogs after 9 o'clock this morning till about three. So
Mm.
yeah.
Mm. Yeah, well, that was must have been the storm that came through because it came through earlier this morning. It did not power out and everything. It was
We
power outage for quite a large area here.
Oh, it
we
wasn't
got
that.
we got more noise than rain.
Yeah, well, we got rain. It rained and rained and rained. And it did the same thing yesterday. I was working out in the yard. It rained a little bit and I come in and then it stopped. I run back out and I try to plant a few more things and then it
Mhm.
rained again. I was playing tag with it to the point where I got tired. I said, all right, that's it. That's
Yeah, Miss Norris said her mom says moving around, reading expands your mind. She still cooks,
yeah.
clean, do her own laundry. She's 90 years old.
All
Yeah.
right.
Fantastic.
And I hope you
Fantastic.
do that too.
I'm
Hmm.
serious. I'm
We
serious.
both do.
Yes, I am so serious about that. But our subject tonight, since we're getting a few more people in, is don't count your chickens before they hatch. And what it the reason that I wanted to deal with that particular subject is because I was talking to one friend of mine's, well, associate, won't say friend, but associate, and he was talking about what all he was going to do he had planned to do. And you know, plans are made to be broken.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like I told him, I said, well, don't talk about it, be about it. You know, don't tell me what you plan on doing. And I just got just fed up even just talking to him because it wasn't making any sense anyway. But he was talking about all this stuff that he was going to have. He was going to plant this, he was going to plant that, and he was going to have this, and he was going to have that. I said, well, you know, I said, you counting your chicken way before they ever hatch. And that's exactly what he was doing. Because I haven't seen any results from him in 3 years since he's been gardening.
But see, that's just it, Mr. Bama. See, he know that you be about it. You just not talk about it, you be about it. So he got to brag on something whether he do it or not. And at this point, you know, you just kind of look at him and shake your head and go, because you know he ain't gonna bust a grape.
Right. Dad said he don't count the chickens, he count the chicken nuggets.
Yeah, you know. I know a few people like that, and they get mad at me because they say, "Oh, you just stop coming around. You don't do this, that, and the third." Because I don't want to listen to you, you know, jack like that, because you ain't doing nothing. You know, I was like, I'm trying to be around positive people that I know going to go ahead and do what they say, or they're going to ask for some advice. You know, say talking out the side of your neck. I ain't got time for this anymore.
Right.
Know, they get on my nerves. I'd be ready to smack somebody. I was like, nah, I just stay away from it, you know.
That's my thing, sis. I just, you know, just after I say what I got to say, then I'm just walking on because I'm like you. I don't have time for all that because talk is cheap, as P.I. said.
Right.
You know.
I tell them the S of Shirley don't stand for stupid and don't stand for slow. Take that and go somewhere else.
This is supposed to be OGs tonight, Miss Shirley. This is OGs. You talking like a youngster.
Well, let me tell you something. My mom, my grandma was talking the same as Miss Shirley talking. They tell you right quick, they wasn't taking that stuff. You know.
All right, badass. Have a good one now.
Take care. I'll be like,
Take care.
Okay.
Thanks for dropping in.
Yep. Got to work. Come here. I understand.
Oh, yes, most definitely.
We all retired. That's why we OG.
That's right. Hey, Mike.
Sometime I kind of wish I wasn't retired. I'll be serious with you. Sometime I wish I wasn't retired.
Well, actually, Jay, you're not, because as much as you got to do around the place there's no such thing as retirement for you.
But the thing to it is, when it rains and you're just sitting in the house and you really don't want to be in the house and you're just sitting here and there's nobody live, nobody's on here, anything. Good example. After we got back home today, I was just plain tired of just sitting in the house. So I drove about 30 or 40 miles going in a big circle just to get out the house.
Well, see, you blessed to even be able to get out of the house.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're blessed to be able to do that because you got some people that can't even get out of the house.
That's true.
You know,
I got a large porch out here, a really nice porch. And when I get tired of sitting inside, I can go sit out on my porch. I can watch Fred and Ethel hitting that hummingbird feeder. Or I can water my plants over here. And it's something. And I could just sit back. I can put my ear pods in, jazz on my phone, and just sit and chill.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I do. I think Callie got on Fran's nerves when we drove to Texas. Because I had King George and all them guys, all them guys playing the whole time.
Hey.
And, I think she wanted to reach over and turn it down, but I told her no,
You drive.
If you ain't doing the driving, don't touch the radio.
That's right.
I can understand that, Bammy, because I watched that video too, and she was trying to stop at Buc-ee's and every little stop that y'all hit on the way home. So You had to compromise some kind of way, you know. If you
Yeah,
can stop at
yeah,
every stop at this and the other, you can at least have your music. So I'm with you on that one. Okay, so
that's
yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, I was trying to read what
Yeah, to work here inside for projects.
Healy said.
This right here.
I was reading.
Miss Cheryl, no, I'm working on getting me a honey shed now, and it's gonna be a big honey shed, and it's gonna have 3 compartments. One is for the honey, one is for me to chill, and the other one is be my wood shop.
Well, you might well just go ahead and build you another house then.
Well, I'm looking for a 16 by 40.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's great if you could have a place like that where you can just get outside and just chill out and do your thing, man cave or lady cave or whatever it is, she shed. It's good if you can do that. I put some she sheds together for some
Mhm.
people,
Yeah.
and so I mean, if you can do it and you can work it out, and you're gonna be out there doing your honey and your gardening and you're growing
Yeah,
it anyway.
Yeah.
So
and that's why I want it because well, y'all can't see it, but a lot of my honey stuff is here in the house because I have a metal shed. The only thing I hate about a metal shed is
They get too
you
hot though.
burn up in the summer and
ain't
Yeah.
you
too
freeze
hurry,
in the winter.
Winter. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why majority of my
and
stuff is here in the house.
Hey Hudson. Yeah.
Hey, Tayanka,
Hey Angel.
grow with Hudson. How
GT,
you
how
doing?
you doing,
GT
GT?
Junior, what's up?
Hey. Hey. Hello. 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 But my circumstances changed once I retired. You know,
Sandra,
I was used to
When,
making
when,
all that
when,
extra money and weekends and stuff, and I could really
let,
make big
let, let me
plans.
put that up there for a second.
Yeah,
There you go,
I don't need boo.
Angel.
My wife knows everything.
There you go, Angel.
Stop.
I was gonna make a reply to her statement, but there you go, Angel.
Oh, do I hear someone say, honey? So yeah, but once you retire, you get on a fixed income, and there's a lot of things you want to do, but your income don't go the same places.
True.
So you got to kind of pick and choose, or as they say, budget, for certain things. Uh, and I sometimes it blows my mind when I'm sitting, I'm doing my little calculations or what have you, and I'm like, nah, see, if I was working, I'd have picked up that extra Saturday and maybe Sunday night, and,
hmm
and I'd have had this paid for
hey,
just
pretty girl.
now. It
hmm
takes a little longer, and so I'm just like
Hey,
eventually
pretty girl.
but I also learned a long time ago in what you want and what you need is two different things.
There you go. Just one Ella.
Hey, just one Ella.
Yeah,
Hey,
there you go. Your needs always come before your wants.
right,
Right.
right,
That's what I was taught. You know,
yeah,
but
And sometimes that overrides you because you worry about everybody else need instead of your own.
yeah. Hey,
well,
pretty
that's true.
girl.
That's
Yeah,
true. That's what I was getting ready to say. That you know we had this discussion once before that we think about making things better for our children than we had it ourselves. But sometimes I think we make our children a little bit lazy
yeah,
because we afford them too much.
yeah.
If you understand what I'm saying,
Oh yeah,
without
like
Taking
without
that
them have
emotion.
yeah,
without
yeah.
them have to get it for themselves and prepare themselves. Because I was looking at over
I'm
that T Knock had that short
gonna
where
find
she
it.
had to get the kids out in the garden, out in the
Yeah,
yard,
Hmm.
and the
Yeah.
bug down on the little guy. And he freaked out, you
Yeah.
know.
yeah. But
But
Cheryl, I used to supplement my income this time of year. I do a lot of garden beds. All right. I have people on the street. I have um what they call it, landlords and stuff who have other rental properties, and they said, "Do you do the?" Because they see the yard here, and they say, "Do you do this on the side?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they say, "I got a garden bed. I want you to go look at it, tell me, and I'll give them a price on it and do what I need to do, make that little money and keep it pushing." But with this knee, still recovering from this knee surgery, and I'm getting ready to go have a second opinion about this blood clot in my leg. I can't do anything. I didn't missed about close to 2,500 to 3 grand from January till now because of this leg. And sometimes it can get a little depressing and I get a little anxious. I'll be like, I'm not used to not having X amount of money in my pocket. I'm always used to having something that I could fall back on. But with this leg, I'm limited to do stuff. So I had to really sit down and restructure my budget and tighten my belt, so to speak. But now I do a little babysitting here and there, and I'm making up the ends. And I got people coming by saying I've been selling some of my seedlings, and I was like, I'm gonna make my money up some kind of way. I can't be broke but so long. After that, I was like, this ain't me. I can't do this because I'm a hustler. I'm from old school.
Yeah, that's why they call you OG.
Yeah,
exactly right. But
Yeah.
he just said something right there in our statement that brought back something that I talked to another guy about. He was telling me that his son was told to wash the dishes because the dishwasher was broken.
Okay.
His son didn't even know how to wash dishes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And,
I know what you're saying.
It's a pitiful situation, whereas everything is so, I don't know, so modernized or whatever you might want to call it, that people don't even know the basic of washing dishes. Now,
Yeah.
I had to get on the step stool and wash dishes when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and they better be clean. You see what I'm saying?
I took my son in the basement and showed him how to work the washing machine so he can wash his own clothes.
Yes.
And so at the end of towards the end of the week, he ran out of clean clothes. And I know this boy got enough clothes that he could, go for a while before he needed to wash. He went down in the basement. He said, "Mom, my clothes is down here dirty." And I looked at him. I said, "I don't wear nothing in that pile.
Mm-hmm.
My clothes is clean. I showed you how to do the machine." And I said, "And do not stuff everything in here at one time, trying to do it in one load, because they're not going to get clean. And if you burn out my motor in my wash machine, I will give you a scrub, a board, and a bucket, and you'll be washing your clothes by hand." He learned how to wash his clothes. I was like, "No, I'm not." I said, "This is not Motel 6, and I'm not the maid. So you get on down there and wash your clothes."
I've been in this.
I'll show you another time how to. After that, you're on your own.
I've been in this house, I think, 21, 22 years, and that dishwasher has only been on 2 times. And that was to wash some what y'all call it, that ancient stuff sitting in the cabinet. Crystal. Yeah, it was to wash some crystal glasses and stuff.
Okay.
It's the only time that thing been on.
Okay.
Other than that, we use hand.
Well, you're right, Healy. I mean, the thing about it is there's dishwasher here, but I don't do it. I prefer to wash them myself.
That's it.
And I used to tell her, I'd look at the dishes in the sink, in the drainer, and if they ain't right, I would make some hot sudsy water, and I always have bleach in my dishwasher. I'm sorry, just old school. We always had bleach, and I would put every single dish back in there and say, "Wash them again." I want to
roast. Have you been in our chat before?
She's been in another chat of ours.
Yeah, she cooks and roast. Hello.
Yeah, thought I was somebody new, but I mean, I was just
hey, CC.
Just wanted to welcome her in. That was all.
Hey, CC. Welcome. She cooks and roast.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome. She cook and roast.
Glad to see you.
Use that space for extra stuff. I hear you, PIA. Yeah. You can never have too much space in the kitchen. That's for sure. Always need cabinets.
Well, thanks to my mom, my grandmother, ain't too much I can't do when it comes to the kitchen or the house.
Is it
Ain't
true?
too much I can't do.
You don't
Washing dishes is a chore I don't have my son do. Well,
what?
GT, you need to teach your son how to wash
Yeah.
dishes.
Hey, Miss Lawrence.
He ain't gonna live with you forever. He might
That's
go out on his own. He gonna know,
that is
know how to do that.
that is not a girl's duty.
Right.
That's everybody duty that lives in that house. Maybe except for the daddy, but that's everybody duty. I wash dishes.
But you know what though? There's no such thing as boy duty and girl duty in the house.
Thank you.
That's it.
Do
That's it.
everything. And I taught my son how to sew up his pants when he kept splitting them because he didn't want to change them out because they had gotten too small. I showed him how to iron, how to cook, how to clean. Like, let me tell you, my son, I'm gonna show you how slick he thought he
Hey,
was.
Lynette, how you doing?
It backfired on him. He wanted to go
Ness, how you doing?
for the weekend,
Ernie, hey.
and he cleaned the whole house from top to bottom, and then came down and said, "Ma, I got a party to go to this weekend." I was like, "I got you on two accounts. One, I knew you knew how to clean up this whole house if push come to shove, and two, you still ain't going to the party because you should have been doing this from the first place." He was so mad at me.
That's a good thing, Cassandra.
Yeah, I'm
Well, for
just getting
men,
ready to
that's a
say
good
that was
thing.
great, Cassandra.
Yes.
That is great. GT, you don't have to be a OG
That's it.
because we definitely send you an invite.
When you have children and they have some kind of deformity and you can teach them these normal things too, that's better for them as they grow.
Yeah.
They don't have to depend on other people to do the basic things that they can do themselves.
Yeah.
Well, my mom told me a long time ago when she was teaching me to cook and clean and wash dishes or whatever, she said, you might never find somebody that want to marry you. And then you're going to have to fend for yourself and take care of yourself. And I will never forget when she told me that. And I was just a little toddler, you know.
Yeah.
But I sit right there. She put me on the stool right there beside where she was cooking. And she said, now you watch this. And I'm looking out the window, wanting to get out there where everybody was playing ball at. But she said, your ball time will come later. Right now, you're going to learn to do this.
Well, my son couldn't leave out the house until his chores was done.
Right.
Watch you leaving me here in the house all day in a nasty house. Walk the dog, get a dog fresh water, feed the dog, take the trash out. I better not never see that trash overflowing because most of that trash is yours. I don't want to see no dishes in that sink after I done been in there cooking because we had a deal. If I cook, you wash dishes. If you cook, I wash dishes. So don't eat my cooking, talking about you full and then ease on up out the house and go somewhere and hang with your buddies. No, I have been known to roll up on you, tell you to get in the car and take you back home till you do your chores. I was like, no, we don't play them kind of games. You
Right.
do your chores and then you can do whatever you want, but you better not ease up out of this house before you do them. I know that.
GT, send me your email address, and I'm going to make sure you get an invite. Miss Nars, Nora Cheryl, put it back in the post again. Let me read it. Because I went back up and I couldn't find it. There's so many in there.
Well, I see it said, Cheryl said, GT, if he lives by himself and can't cook, clean, or wash, if she leave, he won't have to come back home.
Hey. Hey. I learned it all. There was nobody but me and my mama. And my mama, she cleaned the house up and everything. But from what? She leave the house at 5 a.m. and she don't come back till 3.
Yeah.
It better be straightened up in there when she get home. And I made sure it was straightened up when she came home.
Yes, sir.
Well, it was 5 of us, and my mom said, I better never walk into my house and it's nasty. Not with all of y'all up in there. And she meant that with how they said, with all her chest. Let my
Yeah.
mama walk up in that house and see dishes in the sink or the floor not swept or the trash not taken out or the rug not vacuumed. She'll go in there and run her finger and it's dust. And you better not dust around anything. You better move that object and dust it and put that object there. Now, my mom was a neat freak. And I was like,
Read I laughed about that. Is I got caught. I got caught by not moving something and dusting that.
oh,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
reason I laughed about that.
Oh, no, don't
That
wipe around and move that object and get all that dust bunny stuff. My mama didn't play that. No, she should come through there with some white gloves. Don't let the white gloves come up dirty. Whatever plans you got, she counseling everybody. Not just that child who had that duty, but everybody in the house until it's right.
everybody in the house.
And we be ready to beat him up like, oh man, we had this. You got your friends outside with baseball gloves and bat. They ready to go out in the field and play some ball and whatever. And we in the house cleaning. No, they got beat up. Mom whooped your behind and then we jumped you on top of it.
Right.
No, Miss Lawrence, that was Cheryl I was talking to, but Miss Shirley got to read her statement. So Cheryl says she have 2 sons. They do it all and married, house clean.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
Well, I don't cook for the whole family anymore, but when I do, it's just in me because that's the way I was raised. When I do the cooking, I also do the cleaning. I wash the dishes in there. So I put it this way. We like using a lot of paper plates around here too. So whenever I'm finished cooking, I wash up everything. So whenever folks finish eating, you only got 2 or 3 spoons of glass, and that's it.
Yeah.
I was laughing about what Cheryl said. She said her granddaughter sprayed the bathroom with air freshener. Ain't clean nothing.
And in that house, you didn't use the same rag. You had a special rag for the bathroom, one for the kitchen. You didn't take one rag and go from one. You don't spread germs from one end of the house. So you're supposed to be cleaning up, not screwing up. So
Right.
yeah. When it came to washing all the dirty rags in the house, you better have at least one for each room. My mama didn't do that. Yeah.
But
Well, Cheryl, I buy paper plates because when all my grandkids come here, I don't even allow them to get the plates.
But that's another thing too. Don't never say what you won't do
Yeah, that's true.
because it will come back and bite you.
You know what's funny, Batman? I went to my son's house one day and I did something on purpose just to see if it would bother him. And he was like, Ma, you can't come over in my house and do so. And I just fell out laughing. I was like, and then he caught what I did it on purpose just to see how he was going to react. I was like, that's the way I feel when you come to my house. And he was like, okay, you got me there. I was like, yeah, I went over there and I started rearranging and moving stuff around. And he was like,
payback.
Yeah. He's like, don't touch that. I like this over here. I said, yeah, but it looked better over here. Man, don't be coming over here touching my stuff.
Cece wouldn't even take me fishing, but she wants some food.
Yeah. I bring my own paper.
Oh yeah, Miss Norris, I sure do. I remember that.
Yes.
Vinegar water, yes.
Water washing dishes, yeah. And do y'all remember taking a broom and putting a rag over the tip of the broom to get the cobwebs off around the corner and get around the top baseboards or the light in the ceiling or whatever?
Yes.
And still do it. Especially in the garage.
Yeah.
Still do it. Because that's some techniques that you learn skills and techniques as you grow up that you don't have to call and pay somebody else to do.
Right.
And Miss Cheryl, that vinegar water with the newspaper on your windows, you don't have to worry about the streets, and it come out and be sparkling clean. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, me too, Cassandra. I still do all of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's
Old
right.
school. See, what a lot of people consider old school is the best way because all these, a lot of people can't handle all these different chemicals that they have in there. Remember, we used to put your folks used to put bleach and ammonia together, and they'd be like, "Nah, them fuels be killing you or messing up your lungs."
You better make sure you get a bunch of water in there before you mix that.
Yeah, yeah, but you had the cleanest house, and your kids wasn't sick. I guarantee you that much.
There you go.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, we use the straw out of the broom for toothpicks too, CC.
And
Yeah.
you and we used to take the straws out of the broom when you got your ears pierced and
I've
burn
seen that.
both tips of both
I've
straws
seen
and
people.
stick them in your ear while they heal. Yep, yep.
That
Yeah,
was old school.
Them
I've seen
straw
people
brooms
do
and
that.
everything. Oh yeah.
And then the thing about it is people call you old timey, old school, and all this stuff because of some of the stuff that they're doing now, but it still came from our
Yeah.
generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. What we used to do. Yes. Yes.
You see what
But
I'm saying?
remember, let the lights go out or the gas go out or whatever. You go back to all that old school stuff that they keep talking about. They say, I can't cook nothing. They say you got a grill or you got a fire pit. What you mean you can't cook? I don't care if you. My mom one time she dug a hole in the backyard and took a grate out the oven and put it over the top and cooked some hot dogs and burgers and all this other stuff. These people here, they have no imagination. They don't know how to improvise on anything. They just figure if they can't order it by DoorDash or whoever else that can come and deliver it to the house and put and tap their card or whatever, they can't
Mm-hmm.
survive. They
Mm-hmm.
can't survive, and they won't survive because when push come to shove, they standing there saying, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do? What you mean? What you
That-
gonna do?"
that's that storm we had in 2017. We
Hmm.
ain't had no electricity or nothing. But the day prior, we had some KFC chicken. We ain't had no light, no nothing. But I was barbecuing KFC chicken on the grill.
Yeah. Yeah, well, again, a lot of them talk about when they got their ears pierced, that's what they had them straws.
Mm.
Yeah, and the lady who pierced my one put in my first hole, I got three. She put a block of ice behind my ear to
Mhm.
freeze my ear before she pierced it, and I was scared to death. I'm sitting in the chair, my eyes closed like this. She tapped me on the shoulder, told me I can go now. She had pierced my ears. The first time I had them done, they put white cotton thread in it. She put thread in the hose. The second hose that she put in the broomstick. So the third
Mhm.
hole, I think I had done by the gun. But it was
Mm-hmm.
just that, it just shows you the methods of how people pierced their ears and did stuff back in the day. And now you go in some of these places, they want to charge you $35, $40 to get your ears pierced. And that's maybe
Well, I had a buddy of mine. He had one of his peers and come telling me, "You ought to get one." I know you did it, so just leave me alone with it. You know
yep,
what I'm
yep,
saying?
cast iron, yep,
I,
yep.
I know about that, Mr. Bennett. They
Yeah,
try to get me to get an earring. They try to get me tattoos. I
yeah,
told them no earring, and the only tattoos I get, well, my mama whooped my behind. That's it.
yeah. I got
Mhm.
enough of those. Then. I got enough of those kind of tattoos.
That's it.
I don't have not one tat. I don't like needles. I don't even want you to take blood from me. So there's no way, drunk or anything else, that I was gonna sit for you to put any ink on me. I couldn't do it. I wanted one. I wanted just a little butterfly, but then when I saw that needle, and I was like, no. Things have improved since the time I wanted to tattoo up until what they do today. And I was like, nah, I'm good. The only tattoos I got is an old scar from a tuberculosis shot as a child. That was it.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I got that scar as they vaccinated us
yeah,
when we was in,
military.
Yeah, yeah.
but other than that, I didn't
Yeah.
need them.
I
I
told
didn't
I told my kids, y'all ain't getting nothing. When they left my house, you do anything you want to do. Both of them got tats. And my
Yeah.
wife went to Kansas. She went to Kansas one time and she come back with a tat on. What? I'm about to send her back to Kansas.
Yeah, that works out both ways, Jay. I found that out. I found that out myself. That works both ways.
You can come to Texas. We can get matching tattoos, Michelle. CC, I'm good. I like my body just the way it is. Perfect,
That's
baby.
it.
No. I got enough stuff. Nah, I don't.
If you don't recognize my face, you don't need to recognize nothing else.
Mm-mm. Nah. I saw a gentleman who was like, he's a biker, older gentleman, and I mean
Mhm.
older gentleman. This guy still riding bikes. He got to be in his 80s, and I guess he was in the Navy at one time because he had the anchors and stuff. But these anchors that used to be up like this here, they looking like this now.
Yeah, yeah,
That rose
yeah,
and the skin, and then all is no.
Everything's sagging now.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like the
these
rose
people.
that look like it done dried up. Huh?
you know, uh, all these ones with these full sleeves and all this other stuff, and oh man, they don't
And,
understand that when they get older, all of that gonna change.
yeah.
It's not gonna be tight and
Then
right.
then you got a few that go get a good job, and now they got to get it all removed, and they got to pay that money. Plus, they crying because it's burning out this. They burning this stuff out of their skin.
Well, I know there's one
Hmm.
young lady I know for a fact. She tatted all the way up to her neck, but she got it all covered. They said she didn't have to get rid of them, but they didn't want to see them, so she
Right.
has to stay covered up all the time. She's like, she make like $200,000 a year. She wasn't about to lose that job for no
I know
tats.
that's right.
She
Back,
got everything covered up, makeup or whatever, but you don't see them tats when she go in that job though. That's for
back,
sure.
back in the old days, you was a soldier. You had a tat. It couldn't go below the elbow because
Mhm.
when we roll our sleeves up,
Uh,
nobody can see it. If you see it, you're in trouble.
Well,
So
it's a lot of
you
it's
can
a
get
I won't
you
say a
can
lot of now, but it used to be a lot of places that if you had any marking or scars on you, then they wouldn't hire you. That was
yeah,
tattoos or
yeah.
whatever. They would not
Let
hire.
me tell you, I went to it, it's a smoke shop, but I didn't go in there for nothing. I just wanted the little plastic bags, to put seeds in. All right, because I know
Hmm.
they got them. If ain't nobody else got them, they got the little packet. So I go in there, and the young lady had her back to me. She turned around. I literally jumped. This chick was pierced from every. I mean, it was just ridiculous. I mean,
Hmm.
she had piercings going from the top of the ear to the bottom. She had one here. She had one in her tongue. She had them in both cheeks. She had it
Yes.
in her eyebrows. She had it in her forehead. She had two in her nose. I mean, she had piercings just coming out of everywhere. She looked like one of them horror pictures, like pumpkin head or something like that.
She
And
one
she
of them. She one of them people that love pain. That's what that
Yeah,
was.
and she smiled. She knew that she caught me off guard, and I'm just like, yeah. I'm saying to myself, this is the only job you could possibly get because ain't nowhere in the world you go anywhere else looking like that.
Go ahead and tell her who Slanger is, Jed.
I,
I know that's
I
what
was
you're
trying to
asking.
avoid that. I was trying to avoid
No,
that.
I know that's what
But
you're saying.
yeah,
But go ahead
CC
and tell
said
Miss Lawrence
like
who
she
Slanger
fell inside a fishing tackle box.
Yeah.
Uh
Like,
Lynette, that's something you just gotta go back. I didn't change it before I came up here, but it's still J3GS Farm.
But tell her why they call you Slanger.
It's all about the honey. It's all about the honey.
it's all about the mango.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
Hmm.
uh,
We got people on here that don't need to know that
she'll
stuff.
wear a
We
turtleneck
we
in
we
100-degree
got
weather
people on
to
here
see
that
what
don't
you
need to know
wear.
that, Miss Shirley. They
But
too
you
young.
want you want
Some of
me
them
to
too
send
young
him
for
to
that.
that? You want me to send him to that
Some
episode?
too young for that.
Okay.
But I told you guys that this was the OGs. We talk about what we want to talk about. So
and even what we don't want to talk about.
that's right.
Blue out the dark is Wesley Snipes.
But anywho, people, move right along. Hey, Calvin,
So
how you
good, God.
doing?
What up?
Oh, hey, Calvin, how are you? I love watching your live the other day. That was funny. You and your
Glad,
girl.
glad to see you, Calvin. Glad to see you. Well,
I got mad at Calvin because he kept eating peaches and nectarines and all kinds of stuff. And I love peaches and nectarines. I was like, he just slurping my. I was like, all right, I'm gonna put you in the category with jigs in a minute. You keep slurping it like that.
PIA, that was a mistake. That was a
Chicken
mistake,
George, huh?
PIA.
Hey, Cropper.
Y'all made me spit my water out.
What up, David?
Was that Dave, Mr. D? Oh,
Yeah,
David in the house.
there's another Texan in the house there.
yeah, I keep Texas.
But we said that tonight we were going to do a little trivia, right? That's not what we said.
No.
Trivia tonight.
Yeah, you missed me on that one. I was like, okay, whatever, it's your show.
But we was going to do the.
So, sister, welcome in.
Hey, soul sister.
We were going to. Hey, Saul sister, did you ever send me your information, address?
She too busy fighting bears.
Did
She
I
too
ever
busy
send
fighting
you
bears.
your gift, huh?
She too busy fighting bears.
Oh, okay.
I'm still waiting on Happy Mac to send me.
She said she did.
Did
ain't
I?
seen it.
Welcome in.
Did I send you your winnings?
Hey, Fatima. How are you, sweetie?
I was trying to figure this thing out because a lot of these email addresses are not the same as what you see
Right.
on the screen.
Well, I checked mine today as I was coming in here, so I looked for my stuff and I ain't seen it yet.
DFW have a
Oh, okay. She said
tornado warning in effect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's it? Dallas Fort Worth, Metro has tornado warnings going on now. Well, y'all be safe, okay?
Yeah,
Anybody
be
Dallas?
safe down there.
I
Be
know
safe.
Calvin's in the Dallas Fort
She
Worth.
said she'll check her P.O. box.
Okay.
Yeah, anybody in the Texas area that's in that area, please be careful, be safe. You and your family.
Yeah, CC, you be safe out there. I hope the lake get filled. You just be safe out there. No swimming, man.
Yeah,
No
make
swimming,
sure your melons had their floaters on.
But I kind of, they would say he ain't heard of no tornadoes, but I did hear something on the news, and I'm in South Carolina, about Texas was in a tornado
Hold on to his
zone or something.
Yeah. He brought as much as he could on the inside of the house.
Yeah, I know. I know he's definitely in the Dallas Fort Worth. My grandkids are in Dallas.
Okay.
I know, CC, it's hitting us up too, but I don't think I'm gonna fill up a lake back there.
Oh, they said they got 6 days of rain.
Yeah.
CC, tell your melons, stroke.
Better tell them try to float. 80 miles per hour winds are expected.
Oh man, yeah, Calvin, we had some pretty strong wind this morning ourselves.
That's way
but
north.
not no 80 miles an hour. It might have been up to about 30.
Wow. Yeah, that's Kansas kind of tornado kind of set up there.
Yeah, it is.
We need to shut down.
Yeah, they talking about the same thing here, pretty girl. Supposed to be, hey Emma, supposed to be rain here for like 4 or 5 days, something like that.
Nah, they got us going all the way to 10 days.
Is it 10 days?
It's Brown.
For us, they're showing the broadcast for the whole 10 days.
Hmm.
My friend lives in Venus, Texas. No clue where about that is. I never heard of it either. Well,
You
see,
know,
David in here. Where is Venus, Texas? Where is it located near? Hurricane.
it used to be. You could tell that the global warming is really here because
Mm-hmm.
used to be you didn't get this kind of weather this late in the year, late in the season, but we still getting cold temperatures,
Yeah.
and we're getting these rain, these tornadoes. So you just have to be careful now, people. Even the farmers' almanac is not right anymore.
Yeah, I wish these
Just go
people.
by eggplant.
I wish they let God handle it instead of man trying to handle it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is really even out of the years I've been living here all my life. We've never, I can remember, had May and June so cool. It's only
Right.
64 degrees here. It's normally at least in the 80s by now. It's just
Mhm.
been downright cold. I finally put my warm weather vegetables in the ground, and like Gina said, they're gonna have to thug it out. Eventually it's gonna warm up. And I got cloches over them to help kind of keep the heat in and keep the animals out. So hopefully I could get something started over here. But like I said, it's been cold. When we woke up this morning, it was like 57 degrees outside. I had my heavy house coat on and a coffee and sitting out on the porch because it's just peaceful and quiet. But then I was like, is it gonna warm up today? And then before I knew it, it started raining. And every time it rains, the temperature goes down even cooler. So I'm
Yeah.
just, yeah.
Well,
Well,
you're right about that because I'm possibly gonna have to replant my okra again because I I said that I was gonna do it like I did last year, year before last, Easter, Good Friday.
Yeah.
Drop it
mhm.
because the temperature start warming. But now it was the reverse.
Yeah,
It seemed like as soon as I dropped it, things started getting colder and colder and colder.
Yeah.
And you need that night heat for stuff to grow.
right.
Gotta be warm at night. So, you know,
JT say he emailed you
He
back.
emailed you.
very good, very good. I will have you
Put
up.
him on the list for the OGs so he get up here and talk stuff.
So now he can say he the youngest one on the panel.
Yeah, well, it don't make no difference. we we always have mystery guests. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
We'll bring him up. We'll definitely bring him up.
Yeah, I didn't planted so much okra and I've only seen one come up. I'm just like, oh, y'all
oh
killing me
man,
on okra so bad. I had the tall version. I got the small bushy version. I got all the versions of okra there is, and only one plant has come up, and it's leggy. It's about this tall. But I was just like, it's
I've
rough.
got I've got it up, but it's stunted. It's about inch, 2 inch, and that's it. And as
Yeah,
long as it's been out there, it should have been
yeah.
knee high.
The same
Uh,
way with my peppers and tomatoes and stuff. I've never had peppers stay this small this long. They normally start flowering by now,
shoot,
start putting out, peppers, but
my
like it's
fucking up
cold,
there.
not doing
mhm,
anything. Yeah.
mhm. I'm definitely gonna get some okra because if I had to plant it all the way up until September, I'm gonna get some. So and that's not just talk. That's facts.
You ain't counting your chicken. You counting your okra,
That's
Uh,
and
right.
they
That,
better get it. They better get on up, y'all.
that's facts. Because I will replant.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, if I can't grow none, the farmers market normally have plenty of it, and I will buy a big bunch of it and start pickling it and drying that out and deep frying it or whatever. I got some okra from the farmer's market and I deep fried it and gave some to my sister. Oh my goodness.
I'm
That okra,
serious. Woo.
oh, that was so
CIA planning some
And
this
that's the biggest
weekend.
lie they ever told about it. They talking about it and make you slap your mama. You ain't nothing man ever made you slap your mama.
My mama.
Hey, in my dreams, and that's it. In my dreams.
That's right. Get beat down, get knocked
Ah,
down.
get buried.
Yeah, I'm
I
serious.
did not think about raising my hand to that lady right there. Shit.
Yeah, that was the biggest lie I ever heard. I laughed the first time I ever heard it. But anyway, we're going to do this
No.
giveaway because I'm sure that I said we were going to do it tonight on the GPS. Do
Oh,
you all recall?
yeah, I remember that. I
Oh
put.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you did say that, but hey, girl, our life was life, and I. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, sister, you buffering. What song sister at? Up around New York around there?
Yeah, she's New York area.
Up in the mountains.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see she said she'll be in her perch. Okay, people, I'm sure that I told you all that I was going to do a trivia tonight. And that was the GPS. You all was to tell me what it was. And Jed have already put start in there.
All right.
Okay.
And right now, PIA is the only one that have guessed.
Thank God for good people. Okay.
And we are Global Positioning System. No, sir. General Purpose Supplies. No, ma'am.
Growing people's squash.
Prosper Survive.
Survive,
No,
grow,
ma'am.
prosper, grow, prosper, and survive. That's
Blind People Squash. No, sir.
Growing
Growing People Stuff. No,
people's
ma'am.
squash.
And this should be really easy for you guys. Make sure you hit that like button, too, people. And it should really be easy for you guys because if you watch my videos,
Hey, Georgia Peach
hey,
Nut.
Georgia
Hey,
Peach,
Georgia peach nut,
good people
greens, pepper,
survive.
and seeds.
No. Greedy people suck.
Good people survive.
That was a good one, Happy Mac. I should have been thinking about that one.
Well,
But
we
if
talk
you,
about enough of them, and they think they're going to call from us.
but
That
if
was
you,
appropriate to a certain degree.
yes, it was growing pure seeds, no ma'am. But if you guys looked at my video, good people succeed. No,
Was that the video when you had the hole in your hand and digging in the ground?
no, that was when I was talking about coming back from Texas. I shouldn't tell you that, but that was the video that I was talking about. And I even said part of it in that video. And some of you are coming up with the part that I said in the video, but I didn't tell you the last part of it.
Okay.
And I said, remember this because it will be in the trivia. Good people smile, no ma'am. Gravitation pull system, no ma'am. But let me give you another hint. CC is all around it. Good people love. PIA is all around it. Greenville pretty special. Yeah, that's good, yeah. But that's not it.
Hey, Pat, y'all. Okay.
Good people like.
Yeah, passionately and sure. No.
No, that's not it. PIA, but you were working on it.
Good people
Good.
sing.
No.
Good people strive.
Good people survive.
No.
Good people survive.
Green potatoes and squash.
No, ma'am.
Good people stay.
No, ma'am. Good people service. No, ma'am. Good people share. Getting close, CC. You're getting close. Good people system. No, ma'am.
Good people survive.
They
No,
didn't get
sir.
that one already.
Good people slang.
Yes, we do.
Good people sift some soil. Okay, no, that's not it.
Garden people survive. Okay, no. Good
Good
people
people
sing.
sing. No.
Somebody looking at that video. They just ain't getting to it quick enough.
They've got the ho 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 ho. No, I thought you had it, David, but you didn't have the right word at the end.
Good people struggle. Good people survive. They already had that one. Good people share. Good people stay.
God's people share.
Good
Good
people
people
No,
stand.
I'm gonna give you guys
stand.
another minute,
Wrong with
and
them.
then we gonna end this one, and
Kick it to the curb.
we're gonna take it to Tuesday night.
I knew you was gonna do that.
That's right. So we're not gonna give you the answer tonight, people. I'm gonna let you all have a
Oh,
chance to look at the video.
Good people saves.
No, they've
Oh,
said that. Get people straight. No. But anywho, that's our time. And thank you all for coming watching the OGs tonight. Appreciate it so very much because you could have been doing anything in the world you wanted to do besides spending your time with us.
right.
And we definitely appreciate it. And as my sisters say, like us just a little bit. But as I always said, I love you. And there ain't nothing you can do about it.
But love is back.
Love us back. Good night, all.
Y'all pray for the people in Texas now.
See
yeah,
you Tuesday night, and we are praying for those in Texas.
Texas. Alrighty now. Y'all
Tuesday
take
night
care
at
now.
7 o'clock. Thank you, Healy. Okay, CC. Good night.
Going to watch the video. Cece already watching it.
Look at that, good people you can